I grew up hearing stories from the pages of the Bible. But did they really happen? This question led me to the ancient lands of the Middle East, searching for patterns of evidence that match the biblical events. I wasn't prepared for what would be revealed. I had been interviewing people all over the world for years. Now it was time to tell my story. As a filmmaker investigating the Exodus and the writings of Moses, I was confronted by a new controversy. Most scholars don't think Moses could have written the early books of the Bible, but that is exactly what the Bible is claiming. These scholars think that Hebrew, the language of the Bible, wasn't even in existence at the time of Moses. This is the Moses controversy. But that is not where my journey began. I started this investigation back in 2002, searching for the path that Moses and the Israelites would have taken in their exodus out of Egypt.
Either it was going something like that.
What interested me in the beginning was that I had heard of Exodus explorers claiming to have found remarkable evidence of the miraculous sea crossing, where the Bible says God split the waters to allow the Israelites to pass, but brought the water back down on the Egyptians, destroying their chariots and army. These explorers claim to have found the remains of coral-encrusted chariot wheels on the bottom of the Red Sea. There were other Exodus explorers claiming to have found the real location for Mount Sinai, with the remains of altars from the time when the Israelites met with God, and where Moses began to write the first books of the Bible. Could it be that after thousands of years, the real Exodus story was finally being discovered? One of the greatest stories of the Bible.
I think the Exodus story is fundamental because when you come to understand the Bible, it's the history of Israel. Israel has no history apart from the Exodus. The Exodus defines the Jewish people. It's their self-identity, their whole understanding of the Passover, which throughout the Old Testament you see that the Exodus is repeated over and over again.
You would combine Passover offering.
It's the God who brought you out of Egypt. Remember, go back to these events happened.
But I also interviewed scholars who dismissed the books of Moses as fanciful tales about the origins of the Israelites, not written until long after the events. This caused me to put my investigation of the sea crossing and the journey to Mount Sinai on hold. I knew I could not investigate these events until I first determined whether Moses even had the ability to write down the details of the Exodus journey. This investigation would reveal one of the most profound discoveries I have ever encountered.
Another one going along in this direction.
I traveled to some of today's leading universities to understand why mainstream scholars don't consider these early events of the Bible to be historical. Professor Wood